I see you sharpening your spatula again. Hey, a lot of people have questions. Hey, my chisel's dull. Can I sharpen my chisel with one of your products?
That's getting sharper and sharper. The answer is yes. Okay, that's an old wood chisel, probably bought at a yard sale or something, and it really doesn't catch. Okay, it just kind of slides. It's actually a really nice old chisel. It's not been beat up. It's not really chipped up too bad. I've actually sharpened wood chisels before. So what I do is I've got to take my glasses off. All right, bring them right up here about your chest, and then kind of get set like this. And I'm going to use the Sharpen Spark. It's got a bigger handle. It's got the long open face carbide there, 90-degree corners. You do not ever use the V, because the V is symmetrical. In other words, it will cut the back just as much as it cuts the front, completely change the angle. If you cut the back of the chisel, no good. You need to cut the back, or excuse me, keep the back of the chisel flat. So what I do, let's see.
Test it out real quick for us.
Okay, first of all, if it won't catch your skin, and I mean, I have no fear. That's not going to cut me. It's not sharp. Okay, you can pound it through wood, but no, that won't catch. So let's go ahead and work on it. And just like this, I'm looking right down on the bevel. I'll hold still like this, and you can actually see the bevel is just like that. All right, right there. That would be matching the bevel. Now, normally you would have a whetstone and you'd tip it up like this, get your bevel right, and you would work the chisel this way. Then turn it over really flat and take the burr off of the back. Now, because I can't reach across the back of it this way, unless I cut some of the plastic off, I'm either going to touch it extremely light, I mean really light, like this, or I'll drag it backwards on something to cut that little wire edge off that I created while I was sharpening it. All right, so I'm going to look right down on it, match the bevel, just like this. And then I'm just going to pivot, kind of like a machine here, just like that. And we just work away at it. I'm just going to go in one direction. I lift it up to the top, slide it down, lift it up to the top, slide it down, lift it up to the top, slide it down. Now this corner, I may tip it a little bit, go like that, and then come back towards me, and I can see it starting to shine, so I know it's working. Turn it over. You don't want to keep tipping it down like this. You're going to have a secondary bevel on there. Now, if it's just the most minute, tiniest little secondary bevel, it'll still cut, but you don't want to alter your chisel like that. And if you actually do this many times and you do start to get a tiny little secondary bevel, go back to a whetstone or the side of a grinder, and then gently, just real gently touch the side of the grinder and true it back up. All right, so just like this. And I can actually see it shining. I'll hold still here and see. Okay, it's shining back here on the very heel, and it's shining up here on the cutting edge. It's also shining over here, and it's shining right here. So I know I'm getting really close to an absolute perfect match on the bevel of the chisel. Actually, that's starting to bite. So let's just keep working here. Don't want to make this video too long. Is this the way you would sharpen your chisels? No, but can you? Yes. Will it sharpen series? I'm going to prove to you that I can actually sharpen a chisel this way and make it cut. So. Let's see how it's going to turn out. All right. Just kind of pester it. I can actually get it flat, corner to corner. That's working. That works. All right. Now, remember how easy it was? Okay. Now, I'm going to be a little more careful now because it's actually starting to bite my skin. Okay. I'm not going to jab at it like I was. Oop, okay, oop, it caught. So anyway, I'm not going to poke at it, you know, quite like I did before, because it's actually starting to stick. So let's work on it just a little bit more. And you can actually look, and some people can because they just can't see. When the cutting edge disappears, now there's a little teeny tiny bit of shine on the cutting edge, right in this area right here, right in that area right there. The rest of it is pretty much disappearing. But when you actually can't see, when you hold this up and you can't see the cutting edge, it's sharp. So let's go ahead and work on it again. Actually, this chisel has been used a lot. It had just a little tiny bit of taper on the back that's dipping in. And what actually needs to happen to this chisel to make it right is probably put it on a grinder or long enough with a whetstone to take this entire surface straight back, probably a 64th of an inch, if not a tiny bit more, to where you really have flat. Because as they chisel this way and chisel this way, when you go this way, you're actually wearing the bottom off. So you actually have to take that entire angle straight back. All right. And let's say even 3 to 5 thousandths of an inch, 3 thousandths of an inch, into where you actually have it flat. Because that's the only way you can take this little tiny bevel off the back, is take this bevel all the way straight back until you get into the flat. Okay. So let's, that's starting to actually catch my finger. So let's see what we got here. All right. Oop, that goes through pretty easy. If we're gonna carve on an apple, okay. If I worked on it for another, I don't know, probably 3 to 5 minutes, and really work that bevel back, because I can see just the tiniest bit of shine on there, and you could cheat a little bit, not much, just a little, and tip this back ever so slightly. So in other words, it would look just like this. And now I'm sharpening more towards just the cutting edge, just like that. Don't push too hard, you know, when you're doing it this way, and then you can come back like that, this way. And just pester it real lightly. All right, now it bites. All right, let's see if we were going to slice. Actually, that's pretty good. If you were tapping on a piece of wood, okay, on that, it would work pretty good. So let's do one more little thing that I always do. Let's just take some fingernail off. That really bites. The spread, will it sharpen series? A wood chisel. Yes, it will. You got to be careful how you do it. It takes a little bit of time. Obviously a stone, or very, very gently. Don't get it hot on the side of a grinding wheel, looking right down at it. Match it up perfectly and just touch. This is Brad. Take care. Have a good day. Will it sharpen? Yes.